Ozzy Osbourne just passed. Wasn't into his music. Don't know much about him from a musical standpoint other than the fact that he was Ozzy Osbourne and everybody knew that he was a musician. 9 face shapes, pretty classic iron face. There's a squareness to his face. If you look at other pictures, it's his hair in this picture is a little harder to tell, but he's strong, he's stable, he's stubborn. Give him a job, he's going to get it done. Persevere, diplomatic. Also like to look at the eyes. I always start with face shape and then the eye, the right and left eye. The right eye is what we show to the world. It's our public persona. It's our mother's influence. The left eye is our true inner private self, and it's our father's influence. We're going to see a lot of female things here. So anything on the right side, you have to think gender specificity, and it's female. How do you remember this? Mom's always right. So his right eye, if you cover up that left eye, very intense, just an intense guy. If we cover up that right eye and just look at the left eye, his true inner private self, there's some emptiness and some sadness there. It's a little disturbing to say that, just reading the tea leaves, and this is kind of what we see. Eyebrows are also very diagnostic. They're different heights, so chances are he didn't have the parental support growing up that was beneficial for him. When we see uneven heights, these are the teen years are usually a bit of a struggle for people that have this. And also notice that that right eyebrow is kind of coming down a little more of an angle. The left one is kind of straight and higher up, and the right one's really coming down. So this is about being very critical. My guess is there is a female in his life that was very critical of him, or he is very critical towards a female. Was this his mother, wife, child? I don't know. That's when you have history in front of you, know a little bit more about the individual. Then you can factor this into the equation from a psychological standpoint. But there are some interesting things there with regard to a critical female or him being critical of a female. That's further confirmed by, notice underneath his eyes, there's some lines that kind of come down. There's a much more dramatic line on that right side. This is an adrenal line. Adrenal glands sit on top of our kidneys, got a lot of jobs, but they produce cortisone, which is our anti-inflammatory, but they also produce cortisol, which is our anti-stress hormone. He's been under a lot of stress, and a female has been the cause of a lot of this stress. You can't confirm these things because you have passed, but this is telling me there was some pretty significant stress and had to do with a female. Would like to know what his relationship with his mother was. And he may have loved his mother deeply, and her passing affected him greatly and stressed him to the max. So whether side of the fence it is, I'm telling you, there's a female involvement there. Cheeks, again, same indicator. Notice that deep indentation on that right side. On the left side, again, if you look at other pictures of him, you'll still see this much deeper on this side. This is a lung indicator. There's a deficiency there. Chances are probably was a smoker, looking at his pores and some of the markings on his face. But the emotion of a deficient lung is despair. It's on the right side. Is that despair have to do with a female? I believe it does. And again, just reading the tea leaves there. Lips, very thin, especially that upper lip. This indicates he doesn't express his emotions easily, very tight-lipped, almost secretive. So this is Ozzy Osbourne. I hope you enjoyed our face reading of Mr. Osbourne. We're asked over and over and over again, can you read my face? The answer is yes. Matter of fact, I'd love to read your face. All you got to do is go to WTFWhyTheFace.com. Now, there's several options there. It's not a costly thing to do. First option is I can simply give you a written report. It'll be 7-8 pages long. I will read your face. I will go over psychological aspects, traits that are positive, traits that are negative, also some health issues. That is one fee. The second option is you'll also get a 7 to 8 page written report. Plus, I will physically call you. Questions will come up. I usually spend 30 to 60 minutes on the phone with you. Obviously, it's a little higher price because it's going to be more time involved. But a lot of questions will come up and you'll say, okay, I got that, but what does that really mean? And I can kind of explain a little more in depth. The third option is, again, 7 to 8 pages. I'll call you. But we can also discuss some options. If there's some things that you're concerned with, we can kind of point you in a direction. I can't physically treat you, but I can certainly make some suggestions. When you talk to your own doctor, pay attention to this or whatever it might be. So if you're interested, please upload your faces and we will be happy to read them for you. Would love to do it.